Memorize the first books of the law? Check. Accurate and detail-oriented? Check. Circumcised? Check. Well-known legal experts? Check. They have the best seats in the synagogues and banquets? Check. Teacher of the law? Check. Ang gandang pakinggan, no? Ang gandang background. But in Matthew chapter 23, Jesus expressed his woes to the Pharisees. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 23, verses 25 to 28, "What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law, and you, Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are so careful to clean the outside of the cup and the dish, but inside you are filthy, full of greed and self-indulgence. You blind Pharisee, first wash the inside of the cup and the dish, and then the outside will become clean too. What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law, and you, Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are like whitewashed tombs, beautiful on the outside, but filled on the inside with dead people's bones and all sorts of impurity. Outwardly, you look like righteous people, but inwardly, your hearts are filled with hypocrisy and lawlessness." Jesus called them, first, blind guides. Paano magagamit pang akay ng bulagang isa pang bulag? Hindi na nga makakatulong, makakasama pa. From verses 1 to 4, "Then Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, the teachers of religious law and the Pharisees are the official interpreters of the law of Moses. So practice and obey whatever they tell you, but don't follow their example. For they don't practice what they teach. They crush people with unbearable religious demands and never lift a finger to ease the burden." Sakit, no? Lalo na kapag kay Lord nanggaling ang mga ganun salita. You lead people, but you can't lead and control your own thoughts and emotions. You disciple people, but you're not acting like a disciple. You preach, but you don't live what you preach. You memorize the law, but you don't apply it. More than the words that come from our mouth, our life is the greatest preaching and testimony that we can have. Makita pa lang tayo, nare-rebuke na ang mga tao. Not because of the cloth that we wear bilang tinawag ng Diyos, but because of the presence of God inside us. Pangalawa, hypocrites. From the verse 25, "What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law, and you, Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are so careful to clean the outside of the cup and the dish, but inside you are filthy, full of greed and self-indulgence." Ang ingat linisin ng labas ng baso, pero sa loob hindi nililinis. From verses 27 to 28, "What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law, and you, Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are like whitewashed tombs, beautiful on the outside, but filled on the inside with dead people's bones and all sorts of impurity. Outwardly, you look like righteous people, but inwardly, your hearts are filled with hypocrisy and lawlessness." Kailanman di matatakpan ng mga magagandang gawa ang maruming buhay. More than the ministry that we have, let us prioritize living the righteous life. Di baling konti ang nagagawa ng ating mga kamay para sa Diyos. Basta ba, malinis ang kamay na to. Parang nicho na nabanggit ng verse 27, ang ganda sa labas, pero bulok naman sa loob. Banal sa simbahan, pero nagwawala na kapag kasama ng mga kaibigan, kaklase, o katrabaho. Nakakatakot kapag nagugulat na sila na Kristiyano ka pala. Tandaan natin, mas napapatunayan ang pagiging tunay at lalim natin bilang Kristiyano kapag nasa labas na at wala ng kapwa naglilingkod ang nakakakita. We're called, discipled, and trained to work in the vineyard, to reach the lost, to preach the gospel, and to disciple people. Pero bakit ganon? We don't seem to be laborers. We seem to be patients and casualties. Sabi nga nung verses 5 to 6, "Everything they do is done for show and to be noticed by others. They want to be seen as holy. So they wear oversized prayer boxes on their arms and foreheads with scriptures inside and wear extra long tassels on their outer garments. They crave the seats of highest honor and banquets and in their meeting places." Hindi naman kasi talaga nabago ang puso. Nabago lang sa labas. Dami natin alam gawin at sabihin, pero hindi natin magawang aminin ang sarili nating kasalanan at karumihan. Ang kasalanan, inaamin, hinihingan ng tawad, sinusolusyonan, inaayos at tinatama yan. Hindi tinatakpan lang, hindi nireremedyo, hindi minamanage lang, at mas lalong hindi pinapaganda lang. At nakakalungkot na we're doing things not for the Lord, but for people. Kaya imbes na makaakay ng kaluluwa, nakakatisod pa. We're not just after men's applause. In the first place, it's not us kung bakit tayo nakarating dito. Pauli na ng grasya at lugod ng Ginoo. Di natin alam, ikababagsak at kumamatay na pala natin ang paghangad ng palakpak ng tao. At nakakapagod ang mag-please ng tao. Baka di natin namamalayan, unti-unti na tayo lumalayo at nawawala. Pangatlo, snakes. From the verses 33 to 36, snakes, sons of vipers, how will you escape the judgment of hell? Therefore, I'm sending you prophets and wise men and teachers of religious law. But you will kill some by crucifixion, and you will flog others with whips in your synagogues, chasing them from city to city. As a result, you will be held responsible for the murder of all godly people of all time, from the murder of righteous Abel to the murder of Zechariah, son of Berechiah, whom you killed in the temple between the sanctuary and the altar. I tell you the truth, this judgment will fall on these very generations. Pharisees, they betray what they teach. The Pharisees rejected Jesus and the prophets who spoke the unadulterated truth, flogged them, and even crucified them. We're more than grateful of our leaders for bringing and speaking the whole God's counsel of truth. Nagtuturo sila, naglalaan ng oras, pagod, iniwan ang personal na buhay, hindi nagagawa ang gawaing bahay, hindi na naalagaan ang sariling anak, pero we still betray them. May nasasabi pa rin hindi tama against them. So look at the Pharisees. They've seen how Jesus performed miracles, but they still thought of different ways to kill him. Mga wise men, prophets, teachers of religious law were sent, pero they mocked them as well. How about us? How do we treat those people who were called by God to tell us the truth? Lying to them, rebelling, stabbing them behind their backs? Ang mahirap, hinahanapan pa natin sila ng butas at sinisiraan pa. Galawang pariseo, that pain is more than death. Inalagaan at pinastulan tayo ng ilang taon. Bandang huli, tayo pala ang sasaksak sa kanila. Binulag na tayo ng mga nalalaman natin at sa tagal natin. Dapat habang patagal tayo ng patagal, habang dumadami ang ating nalalaman sa katotohanan, dapat patindi tayo ng patindi at lalo tayong nagpapakumbaba. Hindi yung patagal na tayong patagal, pride at self-entitlement ang lumalamon sa atin. For our conclusion, this world is too hungry of God to have religious Christians. They need a radical disciples who please God and not people. Because we're not just followers of laws, but followers of Christ. Remember, it is written in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Pagsikapan mong maging karapat-dapat sa Diyos bilang isang manggagawa na walang dapat ikahiya at tapat na nagtuturo sa katotohanan. Brothers and sisters, we must watch closely our spirituality because we might be following the footsteps of the Pharisees. Baka mamaya, religious na lang tayo pero patay na pala ang relasyon natin kay Kristo. Let us operate in God's love and God's truth. May we not be Pharisees of our time. May we not be modern Pharisees. Let's pray. Father in heaven, we thank you today for another opportunity to worship and glorify your name. Thank you for all the blessings that you have given to us. We admit that apart from you, we can do nothing and we are nothing. We rebuke all the forms of idolatry and religiosity sa pangalan ni Jesus. I speak blessing and favor, anointing sa sino mang nanonood sa oras na ito. I pray magbigay ng kaluguran ng aming mga buhay. Hindi lang kami basta maglilingkod kami ng may katapatan, may kabanalan, at may kagalakan. We entrust to you for the rest of this day. We bring back all the glory, all the praises. Mighty name of Jesus we pray.